Catfish farming is a gold mine. If only you can understand it as a business. There are a lot of farmers, interestingly or partially into catfish farming, that we are running the business together. But those people that are scaling through, those people that are persistent in the business, mostly are those people who take it as a business. Not all catfish farmers take it as a business. There's a two ways you can equally take catfish as a business. It's either you are doing the business on a timely basis, which is early timely basis or late timely basis. Let me define that. If you know that you want to start doing catfish farming and you gain an experience from an expert, for you to do it as a business means you are an entrepreneur in the business. You don't or wouldn't allow any kind of penny cost to run by you without being calculated. So you need to understand and establish how much you are really investing in the business and how much the business is giving you periodically. Your periodically can be in every month, it can be in 3 months, and it can be in 6 months, or even it can be in 1 year. I will try to divine it for you. If you are running melange, you should know that if you are stocking juvenile size, by 3 months you should be selling your melange. You'll be having standard melange. So if you persistently running melange and maybe you have just 3 single ponds and you stock them every month respectively, that means you spoil this in January, you stock this in February, and you stock the second one in March. So that tells you in another 3 months, in March, you'll start selling in March, April, and May. And if you start selling in March, by the time March goes, the one for March goes, you will stock again. So this tells you you are running a business. That is number one. Number two, if you want to do grow out, maybe you have a carriage capacity that can stock 5,000 pieces, 3,000 pieces for 6 months, and equally you can stock 5,000 to 6,000 for 3 months. So what you can do then is that you can stock 6,000 and sell off 3,000 at 3 months and leave the rest for 6 months. With this, by the time you do it regularly, you should be knowing what profit this melange will give you and what the grow out will give you. That means you are running it as a business. The last one I will talk about is if you are running for 1 year, maybe you are stocking pure etrobancos or you are stocking hybrid, and you want it to grow as far as 5 to 6 kilo average kilo. Conveniently, you can run for a year. It's highly capital intensive, but it's the most profiting business ever in catfish farming for those that are doing it. I have some of my clients that are doing this in the north. They sell nothing less than 12 months. They are making huge money because a fish alone can give them nothing less than 30,000 naira. A single fish, they can sell it nothing less than 30,000 naira. And bet me, if you have 1,000 fishes of such, that means if you are stocking 30,000 naira times 1,000, that is a lot of millions. That runs to about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 30 million. That's a huge amount of money. I think you can do the calculation yourself. So those are for those people that are running it as a business, that we call them agropreneur. But for those of us who are just running as a fun, we don't do calculations, we don't have record keeping, we don't scrutinize our workers, because I've seen a lot of farms that will build a farm with millions and will just leave it in the hands of a quack. For them, is how is it running? Sometimes they'll bring their friends in on weekends to do lot of exhibition, excursion in the farm to tell them they have it. So those are not the one I'm talking about. Those ones that I'm talking about are those farmers that can only stock 100 pieces of fishes and will still make profit. Let us do it this way. If you stock 100 pieces of fishes and each fishes weigh 1 kilo, that means 100, and you are selling for maybe 3,000. Let me just say it. That means 100 times 3. That means 300,000 naira. And with that, you feed them with maybe 180,000, 170,000 naira. This will tell you by the time you make that 300k and you have a profit of like 120 to 130k, I bet you are those business aquapreneur we are talking about. So which one do you really want to be? Do you want to be in the shoes of those people that has money from somewhere that are gushing it out for wastage, and you are there for those people that really want to make huge profit in catfish farming? It is diverse. So that is why sometimes you have a lot of people complain that they are not making the expected profit in catfish farming. There's a video I did and I talked about record keeping. I visited the farm, and that farm, most of their complaints is they are not making any profit. But by the time we asked that we should do it from the start and we start keeping record, so they start noticing that they are making profit. If you don't keep good record, absolute record, you'll be thinking the business is not worthwhile or this business will not favor you. But I bet you by the time you sit down and run your calculation well, you will still notice you are making profit in catfish farming. And how do you make more profit in catfish farming at this present age 2025? As we all know, as a farmer, the killing part in not making profit in catfish farming is the feed consumption, feed production. Feed consumption means how many, the feed efficiency, how much of feed are you really giving your fishes? Are you wasting some of the feed? Are you really wasting most of the feed? Number one, feed production. Number two, feed production. Feed production system means how much cost are you using to buy your feed? Or if you are producing yourself, how much are you using producing per kg of the fish? So let me just go into this a little. If you are producing yourself and you can beat up maybe just 300 naira per kilo and you are feeding a ton, 300 times a ton, that gives you nothing than 300k. Yeah, right? By the time you do the calculation, 300k on fish alone is a banger. Not really means that does not really talked about the profit you are making. So if you are doing this, I think it's a very good business, and you are stocking more. It's a very good business. But feed efficiency, what I mean, feed consumption, again, what we really want to watch there. If you are buying your feed for 1,000 per kilo and you are feeding 1 kg, if you are buying 2,000 per kilo and you are feeding 1 kilo, which of the two that will make huge profit? I think you need to sit down and look into this. There are a lot of farms I've visited that they leave most of the feeding with the manager or the staffs in the farm. What those people do is that the feed that they might have used for a month, they will finish it in a week. They will waste most of the feed. The fishes will do more, a little bit better, but they are wasting most of the feed. There's a farm that I just got queried from that they overfed. Even the fishes cannot eat for 2 days. You can imagine. And the fish started dying when you are there overfed, because they are the toxin in the water will build up because of the feces, because of the feed, because of the congestion, and this will be affecting the feed, because the fishes, because the oxygen of the water will go low. And we all know what DOs does to our fishes. Sometimes you may not be able to control it when it started. So that is what I'm talking about. So you need to be proactive in every aspect of catfish farming you are doing. Not even catfish farming, in any type of fish farming you are doing. But note, this is a bonus. In catfish farming, there are a lot of areas you can tap into to make money. You can tap into it even without you having a pond, even you without having one single fish, even without having one single feed, and you can still making profit. There's what we call the agency. There's what we call the franchising. You can equally join some of those things in order for you to make excellent profit good profit in catfish farming. But let me give you something. If you really want to join that, don't bother. Don't look at people that will tell you you don't have a farm. Since you are making your money and you are very honest in what you are doing, it is important. You must be God fearing and very honest in what you are doing. So don't look at people that has the farm that will be telling you you don't have a farm. But you are just an agent, you are leveraging on them and you are making your profit. Do you know you can leverage getting market buyers for a farm with a farm? That means you are not the one buying. You bring people that will buy, and you talk to them that they are buying so amount, just put a little amount of money and you make your millions turn around in months. So you can start doing this. You can plan towards this. Thank you and God bless you.